Hello YouTube, it's Rob from Maxwells Grass Cutting Services based here in the northeast of England. It's Friday the 14th of May and it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I've just pulled over for a cup of coffee before I travel. I'm in Gateshead at the moment and then I'm going to travel over to Jesmond this afternoon. We've got a couple of properties in Jesmond we look after. And then I'm off to a place called Hazelwick for the final cut of the week. Hopefully get finished around 5 o'clock. Previous video I talked about how I achieved the first 20 customers and the marketing strategy I used, and we talked about Facebook business page, website, Google Maps, Yale.com, etc., and the benefits of all that, and achieving quite a lot of work for not a lot of investment. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link in the description and you can have a look. Today I want to talk about how I quote for work, and I've been quite successful, as in I achieve more quotes, I get more work than I don't, if that makes sense. Now that could either mean I'm doing it right or I'm far too cheap, but I like to think that I'm doing it right. And I did a course at Gateshead College about how to run your own business, and one of the modules they covered was marketing and pricing jobs and how to quote for work. And I used a few tips that was given to me, and they seem to work. Now I appreciate there's going to be people watching this video run big companies, and this won't apply to them. And I'm not an expert. This is just my sort of view on the world. Somebody who's started a gardening business in the last few years, and how I found that delivering a quote worked for me. Might not work for everybody, but it certainly worked for me. But before we talk about that, I just want to say that I've just it's a new channel. I've been going 3 weeks and I've just gone past 53 subscribers, so thanks very much. And if you like this video and you like what I'm talking about, please like, subscribe and share, and it supports the channel and it's really good. And I am very flattered that people want to listen to what I've got to say, and the comments that people have been putting have been very kind, so thank you. So we talk about quotes, and how do I do it? Well, in the beginning when I first started, I went to every quote. I visited it, and I visited uniformed up, and the first thing I do when I get there is, hello, I'm Rob from Maxwells Grass Cutting Service, and I give them something, and that is a business card, and they take it from you, and then that sort of forms a bit of a relationship, and I think it adds a little bit of professionalism. And then I say, can I have a look at the garden please, and have a look round, and really in your mind you get there, you know whether you want the work or not. And even if I don't want the work, or it's not what I want to do, I'll still have a look round, talk to the customer, be professional, takes a few minutes of your time, and then if I do want the work, be positive, comment on the garden, say, oh, that's a lovely shrub you have there. It could be a wigelia, it's really happy there, what a beautiful garden you have, and what is it you want? And they'll say, I want a fortnightly cut, I want you to do the lawns, can't manage the lawns anymore, but I want to do the borders, etc. And that's fine. And then I get to know what they want, and then I say to them, okay, what I'll do is I'm going to put a quote together, and then I'll send it to you with a price. It's free, no obligation quote. Then just let me know if that's what you want, and thank you very much, nice to meet you. And then I go away. I never talk money to the customer. I just think money's a vulgar subject, and if you say, oh, it'll be 30 quid to come every fortnight to mow the lawn, it's a lot of information for the customer to take in, and it can just go over the head sometime. So I come home and I have a quote which I've written out, and I just sort of adapt it for the individual person that I'm quoting for. And what I'll do is I'll put it on the description, and if anybody wants to cut and paste it and use it, please feel free. If you don't, that's fine, but if it helps one person, I'll be over the moon. And my quote is something like, thank you for allowing me to give you a free no obligation quote today to cut your front and rear lawn to edge, trim and leaf blow will cost £30 every visit, for every fortnightly visit. I mow every fortnight during the growing season between mid-March and the end of October, approximately 18 visits per year. I work alone. I use professional rotary lawn mowers and other professional gardening equipment. All my work is carried out to an extremely high standard. There is no contract. The customer can terminate the work at any time. Payment is due immediately after the cut by a bank transfer or by cash. Please let me know if this meets your needs. Thank you very much. Kind regards, Rob, Maxwell's Grass Cutting Service. Something along them lines, and I'll put it in the links below. Now, why don't I mention price, as I've said, because I think sometimes it can go over the head. And what happens is sometimes you'll meet one of a couple, i.e. the husband or the wife, and once you send that to them, they can read it, absorb it and take it in, and then they can show the half of the relationship, the husband, wife, whatever it is, and then they can read it and think, yep. And that's better than just saying it's 30 quid and off you go. And I find that I've had quite a lot of success by doing that. Now, why do I say that payment is needed as soon as the job is completed? Because when you first get a new customer, you're building up that relationship and you're setting the standards and you're setting out what you want. They want you to turn up every fortnight, cut the lawn. I send a message the day before I'm due to cut saying I will be there tomorrow, approximate time. But I want something in return for the hard work I'm doing for them, and that is I want swift payment. And 9 out of 10 customers now pay by bank transfer, don't they? And I want it on the day. And I know some people say that's too much to ask for. Well, I don't think it is. The last thing I want to be doing is every week chasing payments from 2-3 weeks ago. I don't think it's too much to ask for. You've done a job. It takes seconds now with technology to pay. You won't go into Tesco, Sainsbury's and buy a bottle of wine and say I'll pay in 7 days. So for me, I appreciate commercial work is different, but 90% of my customers, in fact more than that, I have 2 commercial customers who are apartment blocks, and they take sometimes up to 7 days to pay. But all Mr. and Mrs. Cannybody, they pay me on time. And there's a few a little bit sort of lapse, and what I do is I get to Friday and I check my bank, and then I notice if there's 1 or 2 I haven't paid. Sunday morning they get a message, and that message is just a gentle reminder, please pay £30 for the lawn which was cut last Thursday. Thank you very much, have a great weekend, Rob, Maxwell's Grass Cutting Services. And that's usually enough to trigger them to pay. So when you're going into Monday, you've got no outstanding payments required, and you can concentrate on your work. Now, some people might say that's a little daft or it's too much to ask for, but it's certainly the way I do it. Now, in the beginning, as I said, I used to go to all the customers and I used to look at the work. Now I'm at a level where I've got enough work. However, I never stop advertising. I think you shouldn't. It's free. And it's about evolving your business, and I get inquiries all the time, and what I say to them is, can you please send photographs of your gardens, please, of your lawns, and I'll be able to give you a free, no obligation quote. And that word, free, no obligation quote, people like it. They feel like they're getting something. And then I say, please use WhatsApp. Again, it's free. And then you can get the photographs on WhatsApp, and you can have a look and say, nah, it's not for me, that. Or, wow, I like that, that's lovely. And then if you don't want to go, you could, I have quoted via photographs, and it's worked well. You can see the size of the garden, especially these modern houses where the grassed areas from fence line to fence line. But that photograph will tell you, A, I want it, or B, I don't. And if you want it, then you can go out, or you can give a price via the photograph, and that saves you traveling out, especially when you're busy and you're up to there with work. You don't need to be spending 20 minutes to go out, and you could say, you know what, that would fit in with me Tuesday South Tyneside route, and there's one just round the corner. I tell you what, I'll just send a quote via WhatsApp, and I can pick that up next Tuesday. And that's worked very well for us as well. So quotes, I hope this has helped. And if you're starting out in business, you know, I found that I made mistakes, and I went to houses and tried to explain what I was doing, and it just goes. I found that writing it down, sending the message to them, works more efficiently, and it's been effective for me. So that's my take on how to quote for work. I don't give hourly rates. Poof, no. I just don't do it. I've done the research, I've watched the YouTube videos, and as soon as you say, I want 25 quid an hour, 30 quid an hour, they go, oh, what? And they just don't want it. But if you turn up and say, right, what I'll do is I'll mow the lawn, I'll leaf blow it, I'll put a nice edge on, and I'll come every fortnight and cut your lawn. It'll look really nice, and I'll work to a really high standard. Then you send the message and you say that lawn will cost you £30, and you know you're going to be in and out within an hour. They don't mind, they'll pay that. But if you said I'm working for £30 an hour, knowing you'll never be there longer than an hour, they don't like that. So for me, I work out what my hourly rate is, what I need to earn in an hour and a day, and I know that I've got my minimum charge. I'm going to be honest, £20. I wouldn't get the mower out of the van for less than £20. Some people might think that's too cheap, but that's what I'm comfortable with. And I've got probably 5 or 6 £20 lawns, and they're not very big. You know, they're in and out, and I usually have them close to where I live, and I tag them on at the end of the days when I'm out and around somewhere. But and then you get your 25, your 30, your 35, 40s, 40, 50, and you just know in your own mind when you go to a house how much that garden's going to cost. And first of all, I say, how long is it going to take me? And then I'll say, how far from the home address is the waste involved? Is there any steps? Is it a nightmare? Is there a lot of strimming, or is it the lawnmower work? And you just get you get comfortable of saying this is going to cost X, but not to them. Do it later. You don't have to, but it's worked for me. But if you've liked what you've heard today, this is just my take on how I deliver quotes. Please give us a like, give us a subscribe, and I'll put my little bit of patter, which I keep on notes on the iPhone, and then I just cut and paste, so it takes seconds. Doesn't take any time at all. If you feel like it would help you, please use it. Feel free, take it. It's not a problem. And I'll see you on the next one, because I'm off to Jesmond now, which is a really nice area, and this garden's one of my favourite gardens actually. But there we go. Okay, you take care, have a good weekend, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.